Newcastle United turn their attention to Jadon Sancho and also a goalkeeper from abroad after being priced out of a move for James Trafford. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. So there's some fresh transfer rumours today, of course there is. But before we get into them, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to close in on 42,000 subscribers and keep that moving up every single day and throughout the summer, the busy summer ahead. Constant videos, daily uploads for you here. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that button and the notification bell so you get told when we have uploaded a brand new video. Right then, on the Jadon Sancho stuff, let's just... With Sancho, right, I'm not happy with it. You might be able to tell by my demeanour. But we'll talk about Sancho first before we get into that French goalkeeper, which I am happy about. I definitely would take. But on Jadon Sancho, I'm not having it. I'm not happy with it. Let's read the article first. It's came out everywhere. Various reports now that Newcastle United are amongst two other Premier League teams interested in signing the English winger. And I use English winger loosely because he hasn't played for England for absolutely ages. Just like he hasn't played well for absolutely ages. Well enough anyways for us to be in the market for him. He's a downgrade on Murphy. Bring back Almiron if you're going to get in Sancho. I'm not having Sancho, no way. But apparently we're willing to offer Sancho a Premier League lifeline this summer after his proposed permanent transfer to Chelsea fell through. You know why his proposed move to Chelsea fell through though, and those chose to send him back for £5 million. They literally paid to get rid of him. They got him on loan. They had the option to buy him for £25 million. That is a cut price deal. That's still his price now, apparently. £25 million, which is cheap, but there's a reason why it's cheap. That's coming. But £25 million, Chelsea did want to sign him. They've seen enough. He was okay at Chelsea. Listen, I'm not being harsh. He was okay at Chelsea. He was good, but he wasn't great. We're getting to his stats and stuff in a minute. But with Sancho, there's just not enough there, man. Do you not think Man United could do with them? Man United are a mess. I know they're signing everybody and they're going deep in the market and everything, splashing the cash somehow. But do you not think they could have used him last season? Definitely. You know what I mean? Not good think you could use him next season. Of course they could. But there's obviously something there why they choose not to. Now Chelsea, first of all, did try and sign him. They chose to sign him. They wanted to make that move permanent. But Sancho couldn't agree personal terms. So that's where I'm straight away going to say that this isn't happening. Because if he's not agreeing personal terms at Chelsea, who can definitely pay considerably higher wages than Newcastle, he's certainly not going to agree to come to the Mags. Even if we wanted him, and Eddie Howe went to him and said, please sign for us, we're going to kick you on, we'll get you back in the England team for the World Cup next year, all the rest of it, we'll give you plenty of minutes. He's not going to sign. Because he needs that, he wants that. And now it is. He's got 1 year left on his current deal at £300,000 a week. 1 year left on £300,000 a week. I didn't blame him for not taking Chelsea's offer, which was apparently half of that, maybe even 60% cheaper is what they wanted. So they were willing to offer him about £150,000, £170,000 a week. And he said no. I didn't blame him. You know what I mean? If the reports are saying that it may have been £200,000 max, let's just go with that. Let's go with the maximum. See, he was offered £200,000 a week for a permanent move to Chelsea on a good few-year contract, and he said no. You think he's going to come to Newcastle? You think we're going to make Sancho our highest paid player? No chance. So he's not going to come. I'm squashing it right now. If he's turning down those sort of large sums at Chelsea, he's definitely not going to come to Newcastle for less than that, is he? Because Chelsea got Champions League, could have stayed there in London, all the rest of it. He's definitely not coming to Newcastle. I don't even think we're interested in him. Maybe for the £25 million fee, but even then, I think, nah, he's not our type of player. Sancho isn't a grafter. He's not going to work hard. He's not going to track back. He's not going to fit the style of play. He's not going to fit the system. He's not an Eddie Howe type player at all. And he predominantly plays on the left wing. So there's that one squashed. He mainly comes on from the left. Yes, he can play on the right. He played for Chelsea a bit more on the right than he has done elsewhere, where it was predominantly on the left for Man United and predominantly down the middle as a 10 or on the left for Borussia Dortmund, where he's really good. In fairness, Sancho in that 4-2-3-1 system at Borussia Dortmund was class. That's why Man United spent big money on him. What was it, 70-odd million? £300,000 a week. So, you know, he deserved that move at the time. And we always knew the potential was there with Jadon Sancho because he went from Man City, went to Dortmund, thrived, like Bellingham has done, went the next step, didn't work out. Probably shouldn't have went to Man U. Well, definitely shouldn't have went to Man U. If he had went somewhere else, it might have worked out for him. But then again, he's had chances. I know he went to Chelsea and Chelsea wanted him in the end, but that's just because he was 25 million. I thought, well, we'll have him in the squad. Chelsea want everybody. Chelsea signed 400 players a day. So, you know what I mean? The squad's through the roof. It's crazy. So Chelsea will take him anywhere because they'll probably just give him minutes in the Carabao and that's it. Honestly, we'll kind of go off what Chelsea were doing, and then it showed that they didn't rate him that highly to give him the wages that he wanted. And like I said earlier, Sancho, he's on £300,000 a week. He's prepared, and he's got his own given right to see that contract out at £300,000 a week because he knows fine well he's getting nowhere near that anywhere else. He's 150 grand a week. That's the kind of wages and he'd be looking to get that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even be giving him that. That's more than Isak. He's going to get a loan move because Man U are trying to get rid of him for 25 million. But no one's going to pay it. They can get him for free in a year. No one's even going to pay the 25 million because the wage demands are through the roof, and Sancho is not going to leave unless he can match those wages. He knows the clock will tick. Amram said he's not part of his plans. It'll come to the late August, and he'll get a loan move somewhere, like Rashford did with Villa, like Sancho did at Chelsea last year. No one's going to pay him 25 million. They'll just say, come to us on loan for a year. If you do well, we'll sign you up next year, and you can have a big bonus then. And he's signing on fee, and Sancho will love that. So that he's not going to get a permanent move this summer unless someone can agree personal terms and willing to pay that much. But they may as well just get him on loan. Man U will have to pay some of his wages. Everyone wins, and then Sancho gets the move next year. That's the way I see this playing out. I can't see it happening. And remember, there is attitude questions over Jadon Sancho as well. Remember, he spat, very public spat, all over social media, all over everywhere, with Eric Ten Hag. Dropped from that match against Arsenal in September 23. He then said himself, Sancho, that he's a scapegoat and he's banished from the first team. However, the Mirror and everyone else is reporting today that Newcastle, alongside Aston Villa and Tottenham Hotspur, are interested in Sancho. I could definitely see him going to Tottenham. I think that fits the bill so well. You could see Sancho in a Spurs shirt. It's just something they would do, but probably on loan. Unless they can, well, maybe they can splash the cash on wages. We'll see. Villa the same. You could see him going to Villa on loan. Rashford 2.0. Getting a loan player in there. Villa pay big wages. That's why they're in trouble with FFP and PSR. So I could see that, but I can't see it in Newcastle. All the reasons I've said, predominantly left winger, loads of money. Not for me. Not going to happen. And like I said, if this was Dortmund Sancho, I'd be buzzing. If this was a few years ago. But you've seen him at Chelsea this year. Some games, when he first went to them on loan, he was class. Got a couple of Man of the Match awards. A few goals this season, a couple of assists, but I'm not having it. It's just not consistent enough. Is he in the right mind? You know, he turns up some games, goes missing others. Doesn't fit the profile at all for us. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. There's got to be better options out there than a Jadon Sancho. Sancho? Shit, no. On to someone I would most definitely love to see in Newcastle shirt, but again, it'd be a hard deal to do, is Lille's Lucas Chevalier. He is class. You know, France's number 2 still at the minute because he's so young, the 23-year-old, but he is behind Mike Maignan. I'd take him and out, by the way. The AC Milan keeper at Chelsea now he signed. But Chevalier will be a really tough deal to get done because apparently Lille slapped a big €70 million price tag on his head. That is a lot of coin. That is a lot of cash. So if I thought Trafford was expensive, Chevalier is definitely that as well. But then again, he's more highly rated. He's done it at the top level there. Well, top level, League, and how much of a top level is that? Obviously, the first division, unlike Trafford, mainly the second division. Let's just call it how it is. Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2. And you've seen it at international level and Champions League level and stuff in Europe as well for Lille. So he does have vast experience there. And Newcastle are obviously battling with Paris Saint-Germain. He's just going to go into PSG. And I think I can save us all the trouble here as well. I'd love Chevalier, but you know, when you've got PSG knocking on your door, Donnarumma's meant to be leaving, they're bound to sign him on, and then he'll be PSG's goalkeeper for several years to come. But Newcastle, alongside Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern Munich, and Man United, are all reportedly interested. I mean, the Man United one's funny. Again, unless they just, hide the checkbook at him. But surely PSG will do that as well. Man U looking to replace Onana, like they're looking to replace every single player on the team this year, apart from Bruno Fernandes. They want him as well. So there's clubs in England. Man City, are they looking at him as a long-term replacement for Edison. And then, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid as well. So top clubs fighting for his signature. Newcastle apparently throwing the hat in the ring there. I just think this one's a load of crap, to be honest. I can't see us throwing our hat in the ring there. If we're being serious, are we going to pay €70 million for Chevalier? And could we even get him? Let's be real. Let's not be deluded with the black and white glasses on. If he's got all these options of your Madrids and your Man Cities and your PSGs, it'll be PSG. Yeah, it just makes sense. If Donnarumma's leaving, step right in to the best team in France. It could be the best team in Champions League, the winners for many years to come. You know, the current holders that could dominate the way that team has been playing this year. So, Chevalier would be amazing. I think it's a right option for Newcastle to potentially look abroad now after the Trafford deal. I said in yesterday's video, 40 million is steep. It's high. Let us know what you think in the comments. Other goalkeepers we could go for. Like I said, that Mike Maignan, the keeper from AC Milan, 15 million is what they wanted. Chelsea didn't pay that. I think that's strange though. Why didn't Chelsea go out and pay that when they are now apparently interested in Trafford and other players? So something about that where I think it's a bit weird. There's options in abroad where we could be and probably should be looking at a lot of the fan base's feelings on social media in the past 24 hours since the news of Trafford's valuation of 40 million demand from Burnley. So should we be looking abroad? Should we be shopping in the old Euro market instead of the local market? Let us know what you think. But then again, it's abroad's not cheap. 70 million for Chevalier. So I don't know. It's a tough one. But the Trafford thing has put Newcastle off. It's put fans off. It's kind of put me off a little bit. I still think Trafford will be the target. I still think Trafford's the one that Eddie Howe wants so badly, and it will be the one that he gets. I think we'll eventually come to a compromise. We'll get an agreement with Burnley where it'll be 30 odd million plus add-ons. I think that'll be the case. Obviously, we know the 40 million fee is because of a 20% sell-on clause to Man City, so that's a lot that Burnley are losing off the back of a great season for Trafford and being in the England setup. The potential's there. I can see it, you know, and yeah, maybe we should go abroad and have a little look elsewhere. You can drop some names in the chat as well, other goalkeepers we could look at. I said in yesterday's video, I think Kelleher going to Brentford, we could have got him, but is he a huge upgrade? I think he's really good, to be fair, so I would have had him at 13, rising to 18 million. Kepa for 5 million Arsenal, again, not outstanding because he's been a bit of a letdown since going for 70 odd million himself a couple of years ago, the most expensive goalkeeper ever at the time. He had a really good season at Bournemouth last year, but he's still got those moments in him where he looks a bit mental, he looks a bit erratic, a bit irrational, a bit of a mistake in him. So you don't want that from your goalkeeper, obviously. So, but for 5 million quid, I mean, it's worth the punt. Even if he's just crap for a year, then you just think, oh well, 5 million quid, what's that? We'll move on. That's how much Chelsea paid to send back Sancho. But that'll do for today's video, everyone. So let us know what your thoughts are on the rumours today. Sancho, Chevalier, Trafford, all that sort of stuff. Whack them down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy yourself.